Hi guys, welcome to Android Guide. So in this video we will be reviewing AICP 12.1. So this ROM is based on Android Nougat 7.1.2. This is AICP 12.1. This is a nightly build of the ROM for the Redmi Note 3, and this ROM has a bunch of Easter eggs, and I'll try to cover up all the ones which I had come across. Then the ROM also packs in the latest May 5, 2017 security patch, and the build date is 12th of May. In fact, this nightly build was released just a couple of hours back. So we will now just move on to all the configurations which the ROM has. So first up we have the heads up notifications. So you can either enable or disable the heads up notifications, customize the timeout, and then you can also configure the snooze timer, and you can snooze the heads up notifications by simply swiping up on them. Then we have the status bar settings, so you can enable or disable the super user indicator, show 4G instead of LTE. Then you can also, if you want the Bluetooth, the battery status of the connected Bluetooth device to be shown, then you can enable this option. Then we have the status bar weather. If you want the weather to be shown with scale, with image, you can just tweak all that stuff. I'll just select this. We will be covering up the service settings on how you can set the custom location in the weather settings. We will be covering that up later on. Then we have the battery bar. So for getting the two extra options of the navigation bar in here. First up, we will have to enable the navigation bar. Okay, I think it was back, and there we go, navigation, and we'll enable the on-screen navigation bar. And then we can straight away go to AICP extras, and then to the status bar settings. Okay, so now you can see that we have got all those two extra options. So if the on-screen navigation bar is not enabled, then these two options will be missing. So you can show the battery bar either on top of the status bar, top of the navigation bar, or at the bottom of the navigation bar. Then you can customize a bunch of colors. You can even have a custom charging color, and then if you want to blend the colors, you can do that. Then you can configure the alignment, regular. This is the center mirrored one, and this is the reversed one, so you can see the difference. Then you can also configure the thickness, 1 2 3 or 4 dBs. Then if you want to have the charging animation in, you can enable or disable that. Then we have the traffic indicators. So if you want to show the network traffic indicators, you can do that, outgoing, incoming, or both of them. Then you can configure the display unit, bits per second or bytes per second. Then we have the update interval, hide arrows, auto hide the network traffic indicators when there's no data exchange going on. Then we have the carrier label settings. You can configure the position, the location of the carrier label, location, lock screen, status bar, or both of them. Then you can obviously enter the custom carrier label. You can configure its size and the text and the color of the carrier label. So yeah, we do have a nice color palette in here. You can configure the shade, and from the sliding panel on the right edge, you can select a bunch of different colors, or you can choose any preset value. Then we have the ticker. Again, you can obviously, if you want to show the notification ticker or both the notification and the music one, you can do that. And then you can configure the text and the icon colors. Okay. Then obviously, yeah, I would love to show the AICP logo. You can also configure its color. Let's put it to red, or in fact yellow would be better, because you can see that most of uh, the stock color of AICP extras is primarily black, with the yellow being the accent color. Then obviously you can configure the logo location left or right. Then we have the notification drawer settings. So if you want to enable a custom header image, you can do that. This is the time contextual headers. So time contextual headers are nothing but dynamic headers, and static ones are the ones which will remain stagnant throughout the day, while the dynamic headers, those header images will change depending upon the time of the day. So we'll be having a different header image, say in the morning, then another one in the afternoon, then a different one in the evening and in the night, so on and so forth. So uh, just go back to the dynamic one, and yeah, we have got a bunch of options in here: colorful, nature, random, nature, poly, and wavy. So if you want to select a dynamic header image pack, then you will have to do that from in here. or if you want to select a static header image pack, then you will have to browse the installed headers. So I'll just let you also guys have a look at the header images which we have in here. So these are the bunch of header images. This is the default pack. This is the colorful one. Again, they've got a bunch of beautiful header images. And in fact, AICP does support Substratum theme engine too. So using that, you can also download third-party header images from the Google Play Store. Again, Substratum doesn't the Substratum app isn't included in AICP. You will have to acquire that from the Google Play Store. I'll ensure that I put down a link below to the Substratum theme engine down below in the description box. So do check that out. And obviously, you will be able to find a bunch of header packs on the Google Play Store for Substratum. Yeah, so these are the header images. And then you can configure the header image shadow. You can disable the settings shortcut if you don't want the shortcut to be shown. You can just disable that. Then running services icon if you want that to be shown. Again, this is the running services icon. Whether you want that to be shown, basically that shows you the amount of the various apps which are occupying the various apps and processes which are occupying the device's RAM. So you can enable or disable that. Then edit icon, you can either enable or disable that. Multi-user switch, expand indicator. Then whether you want to show the weather, then we have the weather tile settings. Okay, so you can obviously enable location, but for using the location, I'll just set this to high accuracy. Go back and give the location access to OmniJaws. Then we have got two weather images providers, Open Weather Map and Yahoo. Then you can configure the degree unit, degree Celsius or degree Fahrenheit. Icon packs, we have got two, lock or the default one. And then if you want to have a custom location, I usually prefer to have that. And we just have a system UI restart. I don't know why I did that, but anyways, I'll just key in Delhi in here. And well, just another thing, if you are keen to know that, then gesture typing is not enabled by default in the OSP keyboard. But yeah, obviously if after you flash the gapps package, that the gesture typing feature comes in, you can then use gesture typing in the OSP keyboard, but that feature is not built into the ROM by default. Yeah, so I'll just say Delhi, and I think we should have the weather now. You can see that the weather is working, and both Open Weather Map and Yahoo Weather work quite well. Yeah, you can see that. And oh, there's such a big difference, 28 degrees and 34 degrees. Actually the temperature is quite cool, so it should be around 28 degrees only. Then if you want to show the weather image, you can do that. Then we have got force expanded notifications and the kill app back button, if you want that to be shown when you when you long press on the notification, but that will require a system UI restart. And for that you will have to just grant root access. And by the way, for root access we have the magisk manager. Let's see, there we have it. And okay, let's see, it should be in the notifications long press menu. Well, maybe because this is one of those sticking around notifications, that's why that kill app back button is not being shown. Anyway, we'll move on. And lastly, I just want to show you a bunch of stuff before I forget. I was talking about all those hidden Easter eggs, and this is one of them. AICP extras. And I had come across two others. Let's see. No. Well, this is another one. And just go back. And this is another one. Okay. So these were the Easter eggs which we have. Then I don't know what to call them. Anyways, I will just move on. Okay, then we have the okay, we were done with the notification draw settings. Coming over to the quick settings, so you can enable or disable the brightness slider, brightness icon. You can configure the icon position, shows on the right, shows on the left. uh, I'll just cancel that. Then vibrate on touch. You can, if you want to show the quick settings labels, these are the quick settings label, the Wi-Fi name, then carrier name, the battery level. You can either enable or disable them. Do you see? uh, then if you want the music title track to be shown in the music quick settings tiles, I'll just let you guys, before I forget, just quickly let's have a look at the quick setting tiles which we get in with the ROM. So these are the set of tiles which are enabled by default, and these are the ones which you can add on. So definitely a lot of options in here. And this is the music tile which I'm talking about. So the label of the music fixed setting style will change depending upon the music track, depending on the name of the music track, if you enable that option. If you just enable this or disable this option, then we have the Wi-Fi easy tile toggle. So basically, if you just click on the Wi-Fi tile now, it will just open that advanced layout. But if you just simply tap on this, enable that easy toggle, you will just be able to quickly enable or disable the Wi-Fi easily. Then we have similarly that easy toggle for the Bluetooth and data tiles, battery tile as well. Then we have got, you can obviously enable or disable the scroll through small quick setting tiles. Then if you want to disable a warning at the bottom of the quick settings panel when the network is being monitored by an external app or VPN. So I think they have added this setting just in one of the recent builds only. I hadn't, I had been trying one of those May, when I had tried a build of AICP. I think maybe on the 6th of May or 8th of May, I think last. And yeah, so this feature was added recently only. It wasn't back there then, so yeah, they would have added this recently only. Then you can configure the number of quick setting tiles, rows, landscape, columns, all that stuff. And then we have those weather tile settings. Already covered that up. Then we have the lock screen tweaks: show alarm text, show clock, hide the AMPM, show date, battery info, media cover art. Then you can customize a bunch of colors. And then if you want the weather to be shown, then we have got the lock screen torch, double tap to sleep on the lock screen. Then if you want to show or hide the power menu on the lock screen, and enable or disable the quick settings panel on the lock screen, hide the status bar, hide the bottom screen shortcuts, bunch of settings. Recents panel, you can enable or disable the clear all button. We have got the 6 location pack. Just for note, we have got the clear all button here. If you just disable it, we would still have that clear all button in the top right. Then you can enable or disable the memory bar, immersive recents, default full screen status bar only, navigation bar only. Then if you want to hide any apps from the recent section, you can do that. And then we have the omni switch and slim recents in the end. Animations, okay, so this is where things do get interesting. Boot animation, well, actually I just want to show you guys that that boot animation picker, actually it sometimes works and at times it doesn't work. uh, I'm just talking about the preview. I will just download a boot animation zip. uh, I'll just google something and let's hope we just find something quickly. uh, Okay, and till that time we can check out the new jelly browser which we have. LineageOS had included this in only in their last weekly, and we now have this. We now have this same browser in AICP now, since AICP is based on the source of LineageOS only. So I'll just okay. I'll just download one quickly. Let's see. Uh, yeah, put yeah. So let's quickly pick this one up. I just want to show you guys that the preview of the boot animations, that sometimes works and sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah. Okay, so till that time we'll just take a quick look at the jelly browser. So basically, you can add a new tab, incognito tab, reload the pages, add to favorites, share favorites, history, add a shortcut, you know add a shortcut of the web page to the home screen. Then under settings we have got the search engine. You can customize DuckDuckGo or Bing, Baidu, Google, Yahoo. You can configure the home page, share preview of the shared web page, look lock. You can prevent other apps from reading the browser's content. You can enable or disable the JavaScript, location, cookies, clear cookies, obviously all that stuff. Anyways, we'll just go to a new tab quickly, and uh, nothing in here. Okay, so that's pretty much it what we have in the jello browser in the jelly browser. Sorry. I just want to see whether we download had completed or not. Okay, so it looks like they have completed download. Yeah, it has. And another thing, as you might have noticed, the stock file browser in Android Nougat, or in fact, the file browser in any Nougat based ROM, the stock one, it is able to open archived files like the .zip one, and at the same time you can also install APK files directly from the file browser. So just quickly, if you want, just have a look. There you can see that it can install APK files directly from the stock file browser. So this was one of those features which wasn't present in Marshmallow. um okay, so let's go to AICP extras now. By the way, we do have a quick setting toggles for AICP extras too, and just go quickly down to, I think we were in the animations, right? Yeah. So select boot animation, and you can the boot animation preview, that's what I'm just trying to say. You can set a custom boot animation, that's well defined, but sometimes the only problem which I had at times was that AICP wasn't able to load that preview. That's just what I want to show you guys, that the boot animation preview doesn't work at times. But yeah, of course uh, the AICP is able to apply the boot animation, and the boot animation does get changed, but it may or may not be able to load the preview. So then you can customize the power menu animation, the quick setting tiles animation, flip, rotate, all the basic stuff. Again, if you just quickly want to have a look, flip one, this is the flip one, and then this is the rotate one. There are a bunch of settings out there, so again, if you just quickly want to have a look at the power menu settings as well, these are the ones which we have. I personally prefer to have the bottom one. Then you can similarly configure the toast animations. Again, a bunch of options. And then you can also configure the toast icon, the icon color, and the text color. Then we have got the blur UI settings. Well, I had already covered these up in great detail in my review of AICP, which I had uploaded recently. But anyways, I will just again do a quick recap. Okay, so first up, you can enable the status bar background when you just pull down the status bar. You can also similarly do that with the quick settings panel. And again, one of the uh, I don't know whether this is a bug or not, but when you just enable this option, as you had just previously seen, this option doesn't get enabled at times. In fact, even when I just disable the recent background, well, okay, it's working fine now. But I just want to tell you guys that uh, at times it happens that the status bar background, when you just enable this option, the status bar background, it doesn't get blurred spontaneously. For that, you might have to perform a system UI restart or reboot your device to actually see that blur into the act. It doesn't get implemented spontaneously at times. But as you just had seen just a few seconds back, it did not get enabled spontaneously. But again, when I just enable this option, it did get enabled. Okay, so I don't know whether this is a bug or not, but yeah, that I just wanted to mention that this might happen with you, that the blur settings might not get implemented spontaneously, and you may have to perform a system UI restart or a system reboot. Okay, so very quickly, these are the blur scales. um, I will put down the blur scale to 0. so that I can give you guys an idea. So this is the blur radius. I have just put it to 12, and I'll just put it now all the way back to 0. You can see that, and I'll just maximize it a bit. Okay, now I will put this to somewhere in the middle, or let's put it to 0. You can see that it's transparent. Then you will just increase the blur scale. Okay, so I hope that you guys were able to now make out the difference between the blur scale and the blur radius. Again, okay, so the blur scale is responsible for for the overall opacity, and the blur radius is responsible for blurring the contents on the screen. I hope that you guys are able to make out the difference, like the text and the images. That's what blur radius is responsible for, and the blur scale is responsible for the general opacity. Then similarly, you can configure the translucency level of the quick settings panel. Then you can do the similar stuff with the blur scale, and then in the end we have the blur color filters. So basically, using these you will be able to change the blur color depending upon the image background. If the image background is of light color, then this color will be used. If the background image color is dark, then this one will be used. Mixed image color filter, then this one will be used. So again, I'll just try and give you guys a quick idea of, so you can well, this is the red one currently, and let's see, we go to the home page. Then we have the blue one, light color blue one will be used. So I hope that you guys are able to see the difference. Then we have the panel tweaks. You can configure the quick settings opacity. Then we have the quick settings shade stroke. Okay, I will just disable the blur settings entirely. Okay, there we go. Then yeah, moving on to the panel settings. So this is the uh, border. I hope you are able to see that border. Then you can configure the stroke thickness, corner radius. Again, if you want a dashed panel, dashed border, you can just configure that dash width. Then similarly, you can do similar tweaks with the volume dialog box. And then in the end, we have got those power menu opacity settings and the background ones. System extensions, we have got the app circle bar, app sidebar, pi control, system app remover, various shit. You can show the settings drawer, shutdown confirmation dialog box. So again, a bunch of settings: camera shutter sound, swipe to screenshots, the three finger gesture, disable force close notifications, screenshot type. Again, I had noticed a bug in here in the previous build. Let's try it out. Okay, well, so it looks like the that partial screenshot is working now, but again, in one of those previous builds I had encountered that partial screenshot was not working. And then when you just tap on edit, well, you can see that we have got a pick color, fill color, but well, I don't know where the screenshot is. Okay, let's give it a shot once again. Take a full screenshot this time. And in fact, we had enabled the uh, three finger screenshot gesture. Let's try that out. Okay, no, I don't exactly know. That's what I'm trying to mention, that some settings, you had seen that I had shifted to take full screenshots, but it is still sticking to that partial screenshot. So some settings in the room don't get applied spontaneously. You might have to do a system UI restart or a system reboot to actually implement them. Now there you can see that. Now you can even edit the screenshot, pick any color, fill color, save, draw anything, erase. So again, you can see that, maybe, and then fill color, you can see that, save it, draw anything else, maybe erase it. Okay, so bunch of options in. Um, then you can customize the screenshot delay. You can change the device host name, media scanner behavior on boot. And just if you want to check it out, you can change the host name. Then scrolling cache, lock settings, suspend actions. So these actions will be implemented when the screen goes off. Switch to 2G, disable mobile data, disable GPS. So these settings just help in increasing that battery life by by enabling those settings. The deep sleep time will be increased, which will prevent the battery drain when your device is idle. So in the long so your battery life uh, will end up getting extended. So that's what it is all about. Then you can take various logs, and under about menu you will just be you can visit the Google Plus community of AICP. I will have a link to that down in the description box as well. Then you can view their Get change logs in the recent build update center, check for updates. Again, we have got a really very nice OTA update application in here. You can view updates, install them, add file or install now. Then under settings you can configure the update frequency. So a really very nicely material designed app. Then you can opt in or opt out of anonymous statistics, and you can view the maintainer info and the ICP extras version. Lastly, you can modify the language settings. So you know we did have you can see the changes panel happiness, but well, this doesn't change that. uh, Settings, then you can customize the AICP extras summary text in the settings application. If you want to just add something in custom home personalizations, that's what it is by default. Then if you want some custom colors in the application, you can configure all that stuff. Then we have got the navigation bar, the dirty unicorn interface package. We get fling, we get pulse, and all that. Then we have Magiscan as well. Display settings, night light is in there. Then under rotation settings, you have got the rotation of lock screen and the 180 degrees rotation. Then sleep timeout, the maximum limit is 30 minutes. Ambient display, and we do have that pocket mode as well. So we have got double tap to wake, override defaults, prevent accidental wake up, that is pocket mode only. Then we have got the expanded desktop. You can customize the device DPI by configuring the smallest width attribute. And then we have got the settings, dashboard settings, sound settings. Okay, so volume steps is present atop. Under other sounds, you can configure vibrate on tap, charging sounds. You can configure vibration and the ringtone as well, less frequent notification sounds, volume adjustment sounds, touch sounds, screen locking sounds, dial-pad tones. uh, I think we are just almost done. Battery, you can configure the performance profile, extreme power saver, automatic power saver, 5, 15 or 25%. That's when the power saver will get enabled automatically. um yeah. Okay. Then users. Okay, now I make this point to mention this in every Nougat ROM review that I do. Just make sure that you enter this emergency information. So if you ever run into any mishap or any accident, then even though if you have a secured lock screen, anyone who picks up your phone, god forbid if you ever run into any mishap or accident, if even if you have a secure lock screen with a pin or password, or even with a fingerprint, then anyone who tries to uh, unlock your phone to contact your loved ones, they can see this emergency information and contact your loved ones, and take the necessary action. So just make sure that you uh, enter this emergency information for your own safety. Then we have got the gestures. We have double tap to launch the camera and double tap to sleep on the status bar. Then under buttons, we have got you can enable the on-screen navigation bar buttons. We had already basically done that. Then we have got a bunch of options in the power menu, ton of options in. Even we also have on the go mode. Then we have got you can use the power button to cut the call. And I will just disable the on-screen navigation bar button so that we can have all look at the hardware tweaks. Then use the home button to answer the call. You can customize the long press actions. This is the list of the long press actions. And similarly, we have got the same list for the double tap action, short press action, long press action for the recent button. Then we have got the volume rocker settings, wake up the device, answer the call, playback control is in there, control the ringtone volume, keyboard cursor control, reorient the device, the volume keys when the device is rotated. Status bar settings, quick pull down, brightness control, notification count, system icons. So from in here you can enable or disable any icon which you want to show or hide on the status bar. Headset option, the option for headset icon is in there. Then we have got all those clock settings. You can configure the alignment, AM/PM styles, date settings, font sizes, font styles. And then we have got the battery status style. So again, quick look at all the options: landscape, circle, solid. And this icon is only present in AICP. The THA battery, Tha battery, I don't know whatever what they call that as, but this what it is. And then you can uh, show the battery percentage inside the icon or next to the icon, that's up to you. And then you can configure the charging color. Security, unknown sources is enabled by default, so you don't need to worry about that. And then you can customize a bunch of settings: music visualizer, show weather, blur background, middle lock scene shortcuts, bottom lock scene shortcuts. All of those options are present in here. And then you obviously have and you can also configure the pattern size, 3, 4, or 5, whatever you want. And then under privacy settings we have privacy guard and protected apps. I had made a detailed tutorial on privacy guard, on how you can use it as a tool to control permissions of all those of all those hungry of all those malicious apps. And also on you can how you can use privacy guard as a tool to save up on your battery life. I will have a link to that tutorial down in the description box. And then system profiles, you can configure all that. uh, Lastly, we have the developer options. So advanced reboot is present in here. OEM unlocking is enabled by default, so it's great to see that. Then we have Android debugging. You can configure the mock location app. So if you are using a beta build of the Substratum engine, then make sure you enable this allow theme apps from unknown sources to authorize all those themes. Then we have got some mobile data settings, Wi-Fi settings. Then we have the animation settings, GPU settings, basic stuff. And then if you want to uh, uh, allow if you want your apps to be installed on the external SD card, just make sure that you enable this option. And then if you want all the apps to be resizable for the multi-window mode, again enable that. Then we have got the SE Linux mode changer in the end. Well, yeah, so I guess we are pretty much done. So audio effects, that is included in the room. We have taken a look at Jelly browser. The ROM has the Snapdragon camera by default. You can just quickly see that. Yeah, it is the Snapdragon camera, and everything is working fine for the Redmi Note 3 users. Just take a note of that. Um, and we do have the LineageOS file manager. Again, although it's even not present in LineageOS, but they still included that. uh, Gallery, again, it's a pretty nice application which we have in. You can view images sorted by their timeline, albums, videos. Again, we'll just take a quick look. If you want to just edit an image, you have a bunch of filters in here. You can add frames to images, and then you can even crop them, straighten them, rotate them, and then you can also tweak their exposure values. So share them, delete them. If you want to have a slideshow, you can do that. You can view the details slideshow. That's pretty much it. And then you can also view the albums and videos. Then Magisk Manager, we have got that recorder application for sound recording and screen recording. Yep, that's pretty much it. Wallpapers, just to conclude. These are the bunch of wallpapers which are included by default. Widgets, OmniJaws is present in here, and that will just make you view the weather of the coming days in advance. And then we also have the AICP extras. So using this you can clear notifications, flashlight, power menu. You can perform any of these tasks. Open the volume panel, you can see that. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. And for the stock launcher trebuchet, again, I had made a detailed tutorial on that. I will also have a link put down to that in the description box. Well, so yeah, I think this pretty much concludes this video. So if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, and if you want to get in a notification whenever we upload our future videos, then do subscribe to our channel as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day, and we will catch you guys in the next one.